Welcome back to Where Bluebirds Walk. It's episode 29, and on our minds this week is, should Salech now start after his cameo from the bench against Bristol City? Plus, we're giving lots of appreciation to Joel Bagan, who deserves to be promoted, and what is the worst ever Cardiff City kit? And if you think this is it, should be in the top 5, then do drop us a like. We're trying to get to 100 likes by the end of the month for videos. So if you can help us out to do that, that would be absolutely great. We've got James back with us to talk about the Bristol City game. Bit of a hoo-ha in the town centre, we hear, James. But what was your impressions of the overall game?
Yeah, it's quite a boring start to the game, to be fair. It was a lot of misplaced passing, especially by us. And to be honest, it was quite a boring first half. Started to get a bit more entertaining in the second half.
This was the overall image, which lasted, of course, nothing beats a 19th minute winner. But if you can't do that, then 19th minute equaliser it's just as good. So does he? Should he start now? I mean, Tony Burns says Yousef has to play as our number 9. Jake is saying we were the better team. I think Salech needs to start. Robbo needs a little rest. What do you reckon to that?
I quite like Robinson, and he offers quite a lot to the team. Salech is a very good striker. He's what we needed for a long time. He's just there in the box. He knows how to finish, and it's obviously his goal against Millwall and yesterday as well, and rescuing us a point. So yeah, quite happy with that.
Yeah, what are his qualities like compared to Robbo? Is he a different kind of striker in that? He's a little bit more energetic.
He's a bit more physical. So he's a bit more of a unit. Robinson's more of a sort of bit of pace about him, but with Salech, he's a bit of more of a hold up striker, and definitely a striker that does well in the last sort of 10 to 15 minutes of games, just to sort of put himself about, definitely in the box.
Okay. We're getting towards the end of the season now, so pressure is on these points. Luckily, this weekend, no one in the bottom half, did very much. Valley says, I really want Reza to succeed, but we are very poor. This can't continue. Mando says, a quality striker is the difference between a loss and a draw sometimes. Absolutely vital that we brought him in. Are the performances concerning a little bit? Because we seem to be on a bit of a roller coaster with Cardiff. We have great performances of a run of 4 games, then we have a dip, and then we start to pick up again, like Swansea. Now I think we're in a bit of a dip again in relation to performances.
Yeah, so a bit inconsistent with the performances at the moment. You'll get 1 or 2 performances and you'll think, yeah, we played really well and we dug in there, and then we'll look into some games and we'll sort of be a bit lost. And yeah, it's just a bit of inconsistency with sort of in terms of Rizza and sort of how it is now. I think it's a bit too late to make any changes to management now. He's just in it for the long haul now till the end of the season, and you sort of review it from there, really.
I mean, there's still people calling for his head though, which is madness, isn't it? Rana says 2 points dropped there. Bristol were awful. Decent point in the end from Ryan, but that was honking. Luke says, "Bye, Reza. Thank you for your service." We've still got these calls. That's never going to happen, James. Is it? It's too close to the end of the season now.
Yeah, not this sort of time to the season now. Obviously, it can happen. It does happen with teams, but I just feel now that we just need to sort of ride it out now until the end of the season, and obviously judge it from it, unless obviously something drastic happens and we lose 5, 6, 7 games in a row, or something like that, or draw 1 or 2 or whatever, and we go winless now for a sort of month or so. That then you would sort of have to consider something till the end of the season, but. You look at I know it's obviously the FA Cup game, but more of the performance. It was a gritty performance against Stoke. And we got some tough games coming up, and we just need everyone to sort of pull together in the right direction and just go from there, really.
Okay. Thanks for that. Big week, of course, coming up for Cardiff in relation to games. We'll talk about Plymouth in a minute, but before we get there, let's give some appreciation to Joel Bagan, Amity says he was a man of the match for me today, even before that block right at the end. He was absolutely outstanding. Armstrong's usually bullied our centre backs multiple times before in these games, but he didn't have a sniff against him today. Mark says he's long overdue. He's so underrated. When I saw him pre-season as a centre back, I thought he looked the business. Left-footed centre backs are worth their weight in gold. So composed, excellent distribution, and now has the physicality required. Delighted for you, Joel. Yeah, talk to me about Joel Bagan, James.
Yeah, he's a good player. Obviously, quite young. And I think what he does better than most of the sort of players really these days, he does the basics very well. And that's obviously a good starting point. But he's a tidy player. He does what he needs to do. He don't overcomplicate things and just gets his job done really. And yeah, he's a good quality player.
Yeah, these left-footed centre backs, as the tweet says there, they're worth gold, just aren't they? You don't get many.
Yeah, not too many. Yeah, so he, obviously very young as well. A lot of times develop. So yeah, good quality player, and obviously a left back sort of position is a position we have struggled with over the last sort of season or two.
Yeah, okay. Right, let's talk about the games then coming up. Then two big ones now, two massive ones for Cardiff. Those potentially season defining. Do you think you've got Plymouth away first this Saturday, which is of course massive, and then Hull City at a night game next the following Wednesday. 6 points available, and your relegation rivals. How do you see these going?
So if you had said to me a few weeks ago Plymouth away, I would have been looking at least a point or three. But with sort of how they're playing at the moment, obviously I know they lost to Blackburn, but home recently, obviously, against Liverpool and they win against Millwall. They're a tidy team at home at the moment, so it's going to be difficult. And we struggled there last season. So obviously, a point would be okay. Obviously, if you can't win it, don't lose it. But if we can get 3 points, even better. And then with the whole games, with it being at home, yeah, I'd be targeting 3 points in that. So, yeah, 4 points at the minimum, really, for us.
Okay. Is the whole game a must win, regardless of the Plymouth result?
It's not a must win. Obviously, it's only sort of February now, so there's still a lot of football to be played. But it is definitely a game that we can't afford to lose, and yeah, we just need to put in a tidy performance here, and yeah, just obviously try and get the 3 points really.
Okay. All right. Cheers for that. Let us know in the comments what you think, or predict the results of Plymouth versus Cardiff for us. Cheers very much for that. And we are asking for predictions now because we're getting to the business end of the season. Let's have a look at the top of the championship, shall we? And I think it's fair to say, James, that two of the promoted positions are going to come from these four clubs. Now that it's all settled out a little bit, as Cardiff fans go, in relation to what you've seen in these four against the performances against you, who do you believe deserves to go up based on what you've seen?
So I definitely put Leeds as champions. Obviously at home they're unbelievable as we know too well ourselves the other week. And sort of they've sort of their away format as well now. So yeah, Leeds will go up as champions. And then I think with Sheffield United they'll probably take second place. So they got the knack of winning away games like they did yesterday against Luton. And I think with sort of Sunderland, they're a decent side, but I just don't think that they'll have the quality, sort of, in towards the end of the season. And then with Burnley, Scott Parker, for me personally, is a bit too negative. So I think, yeah, Leeds will take the championship and then Sheffield United second.
Okay, all right. Yeah, let us know. I mean, it's not without the realms of possibility that Cardiff could still um, crash the playoffs. I know it's ridiculous sounding, but you go on a good run. You're not that numerically far behind in comparison to all the years it's been down at the bottom. But safety first. Would you? I mean, would you take 21st right now if I offered it to you?
No, I couldn't put up with that, especially with the 22-23 season. I was frustrating enough. So no, we just need to keep going and obviously see where it takes us. But yeah, we just need to pick up points now more than anything.
All right, then. Our final topic for debate this week is the worst ever Cardiff City kit or shirt. Because we've been doing the worst ever Cardiff City 11. Look back at last week's video for that. Any nominations here, James? Do you own any shirts which
No,
are?
so I think sort of anything between 2000 and sort of 13 really, when you had the red home kit, so it's definitely going to be the most unpopular with any Cardiff City fan, and yeah, it's the red ones with the red badge on.
Yeah, I still can't believe that, can you? When you watch Cardiff now, that you had that, you were and change you to red. Here's a couple of nominations that we got from others. This was I think was this last year's third kit? This season. Oh, okay. I mean, that is,
yeah, it's
pretty
a bit
unspectacular.
boring. It's a bit boring to be honest. But
grey and green, I can't remember any.
It's supposed to reflect, I think, like the valleys or something like that. They said in their description when they did bring it out. A lot of Cardiff City fans have been asking for a black and yellow away kit, and we just haven't had one in years.
Let's have a got two more, shall we? Yes, this one was. Oh no, sorry. That was. Yes,
92, 93 away. That is.
Yeah, that is awful.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to think? Look at the badge, like just squashing the badge in, and then the space around it for the logo. That is pretty shocking. I think though, this was when asked. This is what people on Twitter kind of said. I'm not sure what is it. Is it just the pattern? I mean, the logo, the badge, everything about it is just screams naff.
I'm not too sure, but like the badge is all right. To be fair, the badge is one of our better badges, but yeah, obviously, so in the 90s, the kit designers weren't great, I guess.
Have we missed any? Let us know in the comments, please. What's the worst ever Cardiff City shirt? Right, James, thank you very much for joining us this week. Safe travels to Plymouth, of course. We'll keep our fingers crossed for you. And a 6-pointer in February, who'd have thought? And thank you very much for joining us. Help us get, if you can, to 100 likes. See you next week.